As the story starts, Duke Henri de Hardimont, a wealthy young aristocrat, has taken one of his prize racing horses to bath in a famous spa as it was sick. The story takes place between 1870 and 1871 during the Franco-Prussian War. While there, the Duke reads of a French battle defeat and feels stressed by the fact that France lost on French land. He enlists in the army as a regular soldier, carried away by the news. After joining the army in November 1870, he and his unit travel to Paris and seek refuge at a tavern that has bloodstains on its walls and has been partially damaged. He feels hungry as he sits in the cold and pulls a piece of French army bread from his knapsack. But he could not eat it because the bread was of poor quality in his opinion. He recalls the excellent times he had before joining the army, when he had delicious and hygienic cuisines at good restaurants. He then throws the bread on the ground, but another soldier quickly takes it up and begins eating it. He is tall, thin, and looks sick. The Duke feels sorry for the man and apologizes for throwing the bread. The other soldier, Jean Victor, tells the Duke that he has no complaints. He tells the Duke that he has been hungry his entire life and would most likely continue to be so. He explains that he was recently released from the hospital after suffering an injury during a battle, and that he had good food while being treated. Jean Victor then gives a brief history of himself, beginning with his childhood. He says that he spent his childhood in an asylum where he was nursed by a caring sister who died of lung diseases later in life. He was her personal favorite. He began working as an apprentice for a chairmender when he was 12 years old. He was never given enough food while working there with two other blind boys. Later, he worked as a mason's apprentice, a shop boy, a floor polisher, and enrolled in the army at the age of 18. But he was never given enough food. The Duke is moved by Victor's story and eagerly shares his brandy and ration with the stranger. The two Frenchmen from very different backgrounds become friends. The Duke offers to assist Victor after they both retire from the service. When all of the soldiers in the regiment are asleep one night, the officer in command announces that half of the men must stand guard since there may be Germans in the area. He calls out the names of the men who will be keeping guard. The Duke, who is still sleeping, is on the list, but not his friend Jean Victor. Victor, moved by his friend's generosity, offers to take Duke's place. Later that night, they all awaken to the sound of gunfire, and the Duke realizes that he was asleep when he should have been on duty. However, he is informed that Victor had volunteered to work for him. Soon after, a soldier runs towards them screaming that the Prussians have attacked and that everyone is retreating except Victor, who has been shot in the head and died on the spot. Years later, the Duke has left the service and resumed his luxurious lifestyle. After spending the night at a nightclub with a wealthy friend, the two are walking home one night when a piece of bread rolls down in front of them. The sight of the bread reminds the Duke of his friend who died on the battlefield for him. He carefully takes up the bread, cleans the dirt of it, and lays it on the bench beneath the lights. His friend is surprised by the Duke's behavior and wonders if he has gone crazy. The Duke responds that he did it in memory of his friend and requests him not to laugh because it offends him.